Right, hello. Thought I'd do a little video which I'll put on the internet and see if it's useful to anybody, just to basically talk about my experience of getting into Thailand at the moment and the process I had to go through. Um, I don't know if those of you that like Thailand and come here regularly will know that it's basically um, not letting tourists in at the moment, almost anywhere, um, unless you do 14-day quarantine in one of their state quarantine hotels, um, which is staying in a hotel room and you stay there for 14 days, no alcohol, which would be my drawback for sure. Um, but the one place where they have opened up is Phuket. For those that aren't aware, from the 1st of July, they tried to vaccinate everybody in Phuket so they could open it up to tourists. Now, Phuket is an island, easy to contain the people in there, so you're still doing your 14-day quarantine, but you're doing it on an island. You can move anywhere around the island. You're not stuck in your hotel room. So that's the option that I went for. And then after the 14 days, you can go anywhere you like, in theory. I can't imagine any tourists coming here to do this for a holiday. The reason that I'm doing it is because I want to get to another part of Thailand where my apartment is. But we'll see. It's certainly going to be like this in Thailand for this year, probably next year. They might open up other provinces to the same system. But if you're desperate to get back, this is what you're going to have to. This is what you're going to have to go through. Now, I did consider, because I wanted to get a 60-day tourist visa to start with, and I did consider using an agent to make things easier and make sure I've got all the documents. But I did attempt to try and do it myself to begin with. I sent an email to the Thai embassy in London asking their advice, and they said, yep, go to this go to this website to do the visa application. Well, I couldn't even get onto the to that web page. It kept saying browser error or something. I mean, I'm sure somebody in IT can tell me that's probably simple to solve, but no, I tried it several times and it just wasn't letting me in. So I thought, right, okay, just go with the agent, get them to do everything for me. And I went with a Thai-based agent. I spoke to somebody in the UK, an agent in the UK, and I clearly knew more about the process than he did. So in the end, I went with a Thai one, a company called Royal Vacation. They were very, very helpful. Now, once I got in touch with them to get the 60-day tourist visa, they sent back all the requirements that we needed. They would do all the online stuff for me, for the visa, and then for everything else to actually get into Phuket. And what they needed first of all was a copy of my passport, travel booking confirmation, a round trip ticket, so you need to book your ticket first, proof of accommodation in Thailand, and at the moment you have to go with a sort of a COVID approved hotel, which the agent sorted out for me, gave me many options. But yeah, you have to go with, I think it's called SHA Plus hotels, which just means that everyone there has been vaccinated and it's COVID secure and all that business. But you've got to book your hotel first and pay for it. You need to supply a bank statement to show that there's sufficient funds in there. I've heard rumours that you need something like $16,000 US or the equivalent in there. I think the bank statement that I supplied had around about that equivalent in GBP, so I can't say if that's true or not, but I had heard that figure of 16,000 US dollars. You need confirmation of your legal residence in the UK. You need health insurance to cover COVID, which again the agent sorted out for me. Not cheap. You need to give him a photograph, passport size photograph. Yeah, I need to give him some proof of my my address. I have to give him my marital status. What else? Annual income. Don't know how important that is. I'm not working at the moment, so my income is very little, so that didn't seem to bother them. I needed my COVID vaccination certificate from the UK to show that I had 2 jabs of AstraZeneca. And that was it. Then he went away and did all of the paperwork, did all of the online stuff for me. He'll then send you through an email which you have to send with your passport to the Thai embassy in London, plus a self-addressed envelope back to you. And when it comes back, I mean, mine came back in literally a day, but it says that it can take between 5 and 7 working days. Once I've got that, then I can send all that. I can send the visa then to the agent in Thailand, who will then do the online stuff for my certificate of entry. No certificate of entry, you ain't coming in, and that can take about 5 to 7 days to do as well. But mine came through quicker. And of course, then once you've got all of those documents, I think I've covered them all. Yeah, certificate of entry, insurance, yep, covered all those. You need to prepay for 3 more COVID tests while you're here. That's about 9,000 baht. I suppose that's about 215 quid, something like that. Not cheap. And then you need a COVID test 72 hours prior to departure. And that was another £100. So it's someone's making a killing out of this. Right, but once you actually get to the airport, then things are quite straightforward. Although it looks chaotic. For example, I flew Thai Airways, and the Thai Airways website said to me, get there for 9, the check-in opens at 9:30. I got there at 9 and there was already a massive queue. And it took me about an hour and a half to actually get checked in. But they went through all of my documents. Like I say, they went through, you have to show them your fit to fly certificate, your prepaid 3 COVID tests when you get here, your COVID insurance, your vaccination certificate, your Shah Plus hotel prepaid booking, and your certificate of entry. If you don't get any of those things, you ain't coming in. So they go through all those documents, and then the relief once you've once he says, "Yep, that's okay," then you can go through to immigration. Now, prior to getting onto the plane, you have a temperature check, and then you have another temperature check about an hour after takeoff. They come down the plane and do another temperature check. There's no in-flight entertainment on Thai Airways. Don't know if that's the same for all of them. Something to do with COVID, maybe it's touch screen. I don't know, but there's no in-flight entertainment. So make sure you take your laptop and download some stuff. Now once you land, then again it seems quite daunting, but it's actually quite simple. You just follow the signs to the, once you get to Phuket airport, you follow the signs, loads of seats spaced out, and you just take a seat and they'll come round and check your documents. Now I had 3 different people check the same documents while I was sat there. Now this can get quite frustrating, but just smile and you know, they're only doing their job. But after a long flight and you're tired, and you don't really know what's going on, that can be quite frustrating. They also make sure you've got the app that you need to download so they can track where you are. So they make sure you've got that and it's working. You then go to the health department desk, show him or her your documents as well. Then you go to immigration and you show him or her your documents, and then you pick up your bags, and then you go for a COVID test, and then you wait for your prepaid transport to take you to your hotel. That whole process probably takes about half an hour. It's really not too bad, it's just frustrating after a tiring flight. So your car that you've pre-booked will then take you to your hotel, and the reception there will check all your documents and check your app is working, and then you go up to your room, and you can't leave the room until you get the negative test that you did at the airport back, and then you have to do another test on day 6, I think, and another test on day 12 or 13, and providing they're all negative, then in theory you can then move about anywhere in Thailand, but certain provinces have certain restrictions, so that's a very fluid situation. I'll have to see in a week or so's time how I'm going to get to my next destination. Anyway, hope you found this video useful. It's just from my memory. I may not have got it all in the correct order, or I may have missed some things out, but hope you found it interesting. You're more than welcome to ask any questions, and that's it. Okay, goodbye.